trade for our country, and we're not going to do it anymore, folks. We're not going to do it anymore. Now, let's talk, because this hits home. As some of you know, I've been talking for a long time about Carrier. Yeah, get him out. Get him out. You know, they all came at the same time in the same little section, and they go one at a time, raise their hand. And I have to tell you, we have the safest rallies and probably the safest places to be anywhere in the country. The safety here is... You know, when I first started this, and we're getting these massive crowds, we had 35,000 people in Alabama, we had 25,000 in Tampa, and Orlando. I mean, we have big crowds. And when I first started, when there'd be somebody like this, wise guys, you know. But when I first started, I'd say, get them out! Get him out! And the next day, the press was like, oh, he was terrible the way he talked to those people. You know, you have these people screaming, shouting, and punching people. So I said, get him out. Next day, I said, you know, I'm going to do it differently. So we had a protester. You know, they're agitators. They're professionals. Most of them. You ever see their signs? They're made in a factory. Probably in China. They're not made in China. But they hold up a sign that's factory made. I want the ones that make the signs in the garage, right? That's the ones. But the next day, we had a protester. And I said very gently, okay, get him out. Be easy. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him. And of course, we never want anyone to be hurt, right? Do we agree? No. What are you talking about? So what happened? I said, easy, don't do it, very easy. And the next day, so they criticized me for being too tough the first day. The second day they said, Donald Trump's not as tough as we thought. Can you believe it? So you can't win with these people. By the way, those people, look at all those cameras zooming. They are the most dishonest people in the world. Like 75, 80%. And they know it. They know it. They know it. These are not stupid people, but they're very dishonest people in many cases. Do we like the media? No. Do we hate the media? No. I don't hate anybody. I love the media. They're wonderful. But, hey, I guess we wouldn't be here maybe if it wasn't for the media, so maybe we shouldn't be complaining, right? So here's what's going to happen. You have, and let's talk about, because it's such a great example. And I could use Ford. They're moving, as you know, massive operations to Mexico. Nabisco, massive factory to Mexico, ripping it right out of Chicago. But here we have Carrier. So we're going to talk about it, okay? We're going to talk. So Carrier fired the 1,400 people. Are any of those people in the audience? You got to be kidding. Were you both fired? How long did you work there? 26 years. You look like you're 26 years old. And 17, 26 years, 17 years out. Well, you tell me if I'm right. So they get fired rather ruthlessly by somebody that looked like he was upper mid-level management. And somebody had their cell phone going. And most of you saw the deal. And I thought it was terrible. I was sitting home, I'm watching the news, and I see 1,400 people get fired from Carrier. And the man said, we're going to Mexico. Essentially, you're fired. You know, I did well with that. You're fired. So we'll fire Hillary. Hillary, you're fired. If she ever gets a chance to run. I think she's being protected. You know, one of your local newscasters, a great person actually, said to me, well, what do you think of Hillary? Do you think she'll be allowed to run? Because she's going to win. Because, you know, it's a rigged system. By the way, just so you know, the Democrat system is rigged, but the Republican system is even worse, I will tell you. Because with the Democrats, you have the super delegates, and, you know, that's obvious. That's obvious. Because you'd read all the time, other than last night, Sanders wins. And then you see back there and they say, well, Sanders can't win. The reason, look, we got a rigged system, folks. We got a rigged system. The Republicans are worse. Here's this. I'm millions of votes ahead. millions of votes ahead of Lyons and Cruz. About 300 delegates ahead of Lyons and And, you know, it started when I looked and I wanted, we have a great team, but it started when I looked at Louisiana. I win Louisiana. We had rallies like this, tremendous crowd.